Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching this Rusko no Osaka, coming at you with some more. Some more? Why does it say from 7 seconds ago? Why does it say that I'm offline? The... I'm not offline. I'm only a couple seconds behind for, lag. So that's always nice. Let's try to make sure that we still got all the tags that we need to have, because we apparently have to do that every single time. Every single time. You know, so like that's a thing. I'm gonna check that out. We got our tags, and it says the game that we're that's how we roll. And L2 is the blank, if I remember. There's nothing for us to buy anymore. We've not unlocked everything, but we've done so much. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't. Just, you know, just gonna be doing the thing that we're doing. Pushing on every day until the day that we can't push on anymore, I guess. Let's rock. We are going to attempt to murder everything. And really, that's how you should play Gungeon, is just murdering all the cute. The cute, it has to die. There's no other way to live one's life. Check out that dodge roll, motherfucker! I actually got a dodge off. It's so rare, let's be honest. It's so very rare. I mean, I walked into the door there and almost died. But we have got this. That's what we're gonna go with, is that we've got this. Now, I do notice that there is a barrel over there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, no biggie. But we might want to go get the barrel. In which case, we shouldn't kill it. Potion of Lead skin is actually really, really good. I don't think the Marikov is. I don't remember, to be honest. And everything gets kind of fudged up with Gunslinger, because Gunslinger's got all the, Gunslinger's got the built-in synergies. So even stuff that might not be particularly good, like 10,000 Needles. Os Kronos! Wonderful as always to see you. I hope you're doing very, very well tonight. I hope that life is treating you kindly, as you so well deserve. I completely missed your raffle because I basically lost Sunday and Monday. Like, I didn't remember that Monday was Monday until my brain meats basically said, it's 8 something and you are going to sleep right now. They lied about the sleeping. I'm a little bit miffed about that. We just existed in a quasi-state. But I guess ultimately it was sleep-like. If not precisely sleep. I could put that in the gumball machine. Okay. Like, do we want to do the oubliette? Because I think that might be not the greatest idea. But I guess we could set it up, because it's right here, so we might as well. It happens. I mean, it sucks. But it happens. more often than I would like it to. But by this point in my life, I'm kind of like, well, okay, that's just the way it is. Oubliette has that one awful jumping room, if that sways your judgment. Actually, it might, because I really dislike the jumping rooms. Nah! I was gonna do something clever with that barrel, and you shot it, and then you made it explode like a jerk. Ah! That's 2 barrels! 2 barrels in one room. You just go, wake up. Wake up. Your brain meats are not strong, but they're stronger than this. Pair of blue chests. Honestly, I mean, it sounds kind of crummy. But we might want something. They're definitely better than brown chests. So there's that. Roll the dice. M1. That is a solid gun. It happens. It's not your fault. And we got possibly the best. We got the best possible outcome, honestly. Oh, you dog! I used. No, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's totally my fault. I used the blank 1 moment too late. Woo! I mean, fighting the Trigger Twins at least, though, is definitely better than fighting the King. King is such a pain in the butt. I should probably run around less. That feels like it might be a good idea. Rattler? I mean, Rattler is a fine gun. Rattler is definitely Pog. There's some level of Pogtion? I don't think that's really a word. I don't know if I want to make it a word, but there's Pog traction in it. I am not going to cease being amused by the fact that the PogChamp guy is like a weird conspiracy asshole, but he also hates PogChamp. So, you know, like, it amuses me. We got a slinger. We got a stinger. Oh crap! Notice the guy that popped up beneath me. That was almost dangerous. And by dangerous, I mean, you know, we would have lost our armor, and that would have been bad. I did forget the gumball HP. Less of a forgetting and more of a, I don't know that we need it. I mean, it's not bad to have, I guess. I just feel like maybe I could have, like, actually hit something right there. I just kind of feel like maybe we should let it set, just on the off chance that we need it more later. But that's, when you get down to it, that's kind of a silly mindset, honestly. Disco, did you really though? Did you have to? Oh wait, what? Wait, hold up the phone. Hold the phone. Good Kronos. For real? I always thought that the gumball machine was like a bank. I never realized until this moment that Oh, my dogs. Oh, my beautiful dogs. What is this new information that is flooding my brain? Until this very moment, I had no idea. Not a single idea. Which, granted, isn't, like, expressly weird for me, but at the same time, it's kind of like, wish I knew that. Wish I'd known that. You know, and I bet dimes to donuts that you've probably explained this very fact to me previously, and I have simply forgotten it. Because that is it's a common occurrence, let's be honest. At least the rooms that we're getting haven't been too bad. No, I didn't know you perceived the gumball system like that, to be honest. I just thought you forgot to take it. Seriously, yeah. This entire time, I thought that the gumball machine was like a bank. I guess I just must not have noticed. That makes the gumballs, like, far less worthwhile than I thought. That's a shame. Maybe it keeps it from being overpowered. Give me a key. There is a chest, and the chest is right there. Okay, but everything, could you just not shoot at me for a little bit? I think that would be cool. It's mostly there to cut the busy work of going to individual rooms to cap HP. That's fair. That's, I mean, it's 100% fair how they've implemented the system. It was my own goofiness that prevented me from realizing what was happening. And I own that. I'm okay with owning that. Thank you. Now, if the next chest on this floor is an awesome McAwesome chest, I would really like that. That would be really nice. Go with M1A1. To be fair, it seems like one of those systems where you really only learn from continuing to use it. Yeah, definitely on that one. It's one that I take advantage of, just like off the bat, I take advantage of so little. Oh, piffle. I didn't need to take that damage. That damage was unnecessary. It was, as they say, surplus to demands. For instance, red ammo packs fill your held gun by 25%, 12% for everything else. I did remember that the red ammo packs were like a partial on one gun, and an even more partial on the rest. I don't remember where I learned that from. It might have been something that you had mentioned. I do tend to be kind of terrible at noticing systems. It's a long-standing issue. Oh, that was, like, genius level play. Honestly. Spring heel boots, double jump. Okay. I mean, that's cool. It would be cooler if I remembered to dodge ever, because that's not usually a thing that I do, but we need to be incorporating this in our playstyle, Right? I expect that I will forget the existence of these constantly. It's just kind of... It's just one of those things. We got an orange. It's not what I wanted, really, but, you know, I'll take it, I guess. Oh shit, it's beholster. Fucking... Of course it would be. At least the Rattler, the spread on the Rattler does pretty well for dealing with the rockets. Oh, come on! How did you... How? Tell me your secrets. Tell me your darkest secrets. Because that should not have ever happened. Like, at all. That's okay. We got this. Oh shit! Hi, that's not a wall. I honestly, for like a moment, thought that was a wall. You never want to be above beholster since the laser has no visual cue pointing upwards. Right? Right? Piffle. I don't remember the hyperlight, to be honest. I mean, I'm gonna take your word at its value on the face, but there's no memory for me of hyperlight. I've no idea what it does. Mostly boss DPS refunds on hit. Okie dokie. Then we don't want to be using it until we get to the boss. We will go with the Rattler, because the Rattler is solid. Oh shit! I don't know why I was so worried about like breaking family friendly there, since Gungeon is not family friendly, and it never has been family friendly. Fuck! Shit! Damn it! Yeah, okay. I deserve that. I deserve it. Oddly enough, Rattler isn't even that strong. It's just still super satisfying to move. I really like the spread on it. The spread on it is very solid. Alright, we've got a black chest. And black chests always have cool items. Like, that's just, it's guaranteed. Mostly because the chest looks cool. I think ever since Contra, like old school NES Contra, that I've been overly infatuated with spread shot. Because spread shot in Contra was far too much the bomb. Like really, you just completely destroyed everything with a good spread shot. Snakes! Alright, Risco, just relax, you know? Just relax. You okay? You've got this. It is gettable. You also have you've got an orange in case things get really bad. Don't forget your porridge. but also, like, don't take silly damage. You don't need... There's so much damage that you take that you don't need to take, which is probably a metaphor for life. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be. It seems like one of those lifey things. Are you done? Could you maybe just... Could you die? It'd be really cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your death is appreciated by the collective, and they will send your next of kin a fruit basket. There will be a basket, and that basket will have fruit in it for you. And, well, not you, really. It's your next of kin. Weird egg. I don't know. We've also got the Snake Maker, and Snake Maker's kind of fun. And we do want to buy a key, because we want to see what's going on with that black chest. Oh, poop. No, no, no! I saw it coming. I looked directly into the eyes of that enemy, and I knew that it traveled in a straight line. Just, it's purely a straight line. Granted, it's faster than that one spaceship on Prometheus, but, like, even still, just go to the side, right? Just go left or right. That's shameful. That's a poodle. Kronos, you're 100% right. That is totally a poodle. Oh, Panda! It's so good to see you, Panda. I am too gay for straight lines. But just even I could have zigzagged. I could have zigzagged, or like done a curve, like a nice curve. But no. But it is very good to see you. I hope you're having... I think I just said this thing. I am at this point where I am forgetting the things that I have just said 2 seconds ago. Which, with, you know, the Steam lag, which happens, we have Steam lag sometimes, that means that you might respond to something that I've said, and I will have absolutely no idea what you've said, are talking about, because I will have already forgotten. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna hydrate. I know you just got here, Panda, but I'm gonna hydrate. And y'all, if you need to hydrate as well, then please do your hydration functions. But we will be back in 5 minutes. Orange. Turn left. I mean, it's always a good idea to go left. You don't want to go right. End up with the fascists. Fucking fascists. Us, we are back. Des is lurking in a meeting and was in a virtual queue for PS5. Got to the front, out of stock. It's those bots, Des. It's the bots. They're evil. The bots are pure evil. I will keep my modifiers. Thank you very much. We've got like 200 some odd hegemony credits, so you know, may as well. The incredibly niche genre of rat girls taking off their pajama tops. Bots! Bots, I say! Hive, it is wonderful to see you, and nice and early tonight. Although, if you need to get some sleep, if you're on short sleep rations, then please, by all means, whenever you need to take off, don't feel too bad about that. I was gonna say something else, and then I got thinking about this picture that I saw, and how it was just really nice and sweet, and not really exquisitely not safe for work, which is kind of my general wheelhouse. I will be beholden to my sleep needs. Please do, please do. Ludus is also lurking because I need to go wash my mortal shell. I mean, I did that today, Ludo, and it felt wonderful. I lost Monday, basically. Most of Sunday too, if we're gonna be perfectly honest about things. All I remember about Sunday was a nice friend. She gifted me this giant bundle of Guilty Gear games. And by giant, I mean, like, 5 Guilty Gear games. But still, I mean, that's pretty giant. And I managed to somehow not play any of them. I've heard that, and I have no idea how to pronounce this, Exerd? Exerd? Is that how I should say that name? Exerd Rev is the best one to start with. I'm probably not, Ludo, honestly. Like, I tend to have a pretty, like, strong ceiling when it comes to fighting game ability. Generally, I can get through story mode with most characters on whatever game I happen to be playing. Not usually all characters, but most of them. Like, I played some of the BlazBlue games, and I was able to do story mode with most of them. Skullgirls as well. I never got good enough with Wolfie Boy, the only boy in Skullgirls to actually beat the body horror monstrosity final boss of Skullgirls. But like the girls generally, I was able to do that with. Usually, fighting games for me tend to be vehicles of dealing with dysphoria, where I can play a cute girl who is also incredibly violent, and succeed. And usually it lasts until, like, the jealousy outpaces the euphoria that produces. So, you know, it's a thing. I suck at Skullgirls, but then again, I suck at fighting games. I mean, that's me, honestly, Ludo. I don't take well to string combos, and it feels like, I mean, most fighting games are kind of in that area where, you know, do this, like, this 20 hit, like 20 input combo, and you can juggle the other player forever and a day, and then they die. Like the tutorials, Skullgirls tutorials, I mean, I think it does try to teach you. I don't think it's a shite tutorial, but usually I can only get partway through with any given character. Because once you start to get into, like, more than 4-button combos, I'm pretty much done. Like, that's it. My skill cap is basically right there. I keep on shooting books, and, you know, that's not where I'm at. I'm not a book shooter game, so if you could maybe not put the books in my way. And I do apologize, folks are talking in chat, and I'm not actually looking right now, but it's a boss, and it's Gatling Gull, and Gatling Gull's not my worst, but Gatling Gull is definitely not one of my better bosses, although we super lucked out with the room layout. Like, the bookcases here, this was an immensely lucky room layout for us. Could you not, though? Gatling gun, could you not? Did you just decide to shoot the wall for like 5 minutes? I mean, do you. Baby, just do you. But do that more. If that is who you are, Gatling Gull, then I want you to live your best life. Fudge! Okay, we didn't mess that up, but we totally should have. it would have been neat and correct for us to have taken damage there. So we are, I mean, I guess you gotta be lucky sometime, right? That's how that works. It can't be Sunday every day. It can't rain all the time. But then again, Tom Waits did say a little rain never hurt no one. Except in that song, I think the girl that he's singing about gets kidnapped by a traveling circus. And not in the good way. I think she gets kidnapped in the bad way. So, see, Tom Waits songs are kind of hard to read sometime. Okay, good. What did I miss? I gotta scroll up here just a little bit. Strive is the new one coming out in April, and I pre-ordered it like a fool. I've heard really good things about Strive so far, Hive, so that may not have been such a foolish thing to do. Hive says Xrd. I mean, it's just there's no phonetics there, Hive. There's no phonetics. Chrono says, what's going on with Guilty Gear right now? I've been seeing the name thrown around way more recently. Yes, as Hive mentioned later, Guilty Gear is going to have another an installment. Guilty Gear Strive is coming out pretty soon. Oh my god, as somebody who chooses her characters almost like 100% based on character design in fighting games, Eno. Have you seen Eno's new design? Like, it's still a little bit over skimpy, but somehow it manages to look less skimpy than her old design. She's got a hat on her, a hat that goes for miles. That's not a euphemism. It is a badass hat, and I would be there for that hat. I would absolutely be there for that. And she's got the glasses. She's got the glasses. It's like, whew, it's one of those looks where it's like on one hand, I kind of going back 3 steps in the conversation, like I feel like goals. Like, I feel like it would be euphoric to play her, and at the same time, it's like, girl, I am so jealous. Eno is also wearing short shorts instead of a short skirt. I think so. Honestly, like, this is probably gonna sound weird and or / too wholesome. 90% of my attention is taken by the face. That tends to hold true with a lot of art that I look at. Like, yes, I do notice the rest, but like, just there's something about the way they've done her face this time that is like, oh, it's really, it's nice. It's a very good design. Also, I mean, that's not unfair, Hive. Like, the guitar is right there in your face. What constitutes as a good kidnapping? Asks Kronos. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even remember talking about kidnapping. So, as you know, that just goes to prove that I mentioned previously, 2 seconds after I say any words that come out of my mouth. Basically roll a 10-sided die, and on any result that is lower than 7, I've probably already forgotten. It's like, it's honestly kind of an issue. You've got another meeting in 20 minutes, Des. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I don't know how you feel about meetings. Des, and because we didn't really do meetings at my job, we hardly ever did, so I don't like. I do you like them? Are you looking forward to the meeting? Chrono says, short shorts and short hime cuts are some of those weaknesses. Oh, that's a mood. Page boy cuts? Like, wow? Between, like, 1920 and mid-1940s, including three-piece suits. I don't think ladies in suits get nearly enough credit. That will kill it for me. So, Giovanna is, you know, like, she's not in any of the games that I got, but I don't think she's in any of the games that I got. But that's definitely, like, I wish I looked like that. Let me clear this room and see what I've missed. With IT and techie people, going to be sticky, they're stubborn. Okay, so that sucks. Des, that definitely sucks. And I hope that the meeting at least goes smoothly for you. Whether or not you're here right now to talk, you don't have to answer if you were listening but you can't talk. Chronos says, sometimes I feel bad when I apply these to my own characters, because is that even fair to them? Yes, Chronos, it's 100% fair. I mean, they are your characters. I mean, it's not like a creepy thing. It could be. I mean, with some people, I suppose it could be a creepy thing, but I don't really imagine in your case that it's a creepy thing. At least I trust you enough. Okay, but really though, I need you to die so much more quickly than this. Thank you. Giovanna was who I was maining during the beta. Her shoes have toe beans. Her shoes? Hold on, I feel like this needs to be said with the gravity of the situation. Her shoes have toe beans. This is amazing, and I love everything about it. I mean, it's granted. I mean, it's completely within my wheelhouse. I tried reading. I tried reading Ram's background. I don't remember her full name because she's got like a kind of like a weird full name, but Ram something Valentine. On the wiki, because I was checking to see if May was in the games that I have, because she's the anchor girl, and Ram Lethal Valentine. Okay, so her name is absurd. That's good to know. I wasn't wrong about that. Look, because as I need to remind people about once every year, anger is an anchor. I love that that's a pun in Japanese, and I also love that it rhymes in English. It works on a lot of levels for me. She's a pirate, and she's got this big fuck off anchor that she whacks people with. How is that not a perfect character design? And she's also like not super busty, because honestly, super busty character design tends to lose me like relatively quickly. But I was reading Ram's history, I guess, her backstory, as it were, and I just was so confused. I know that seems to be like Guilty Gear's stock and trade. Like, let's just do wacky shit, and we're just gonna like contort the backstories to make it work. But her backstory seemed... Oh, fudge! You asshole! Her backstory seemed like wackier than what I'm usually used to. Oh, what? I'm guessing. One other fun thing about her in Strive, in Rev 2, I mained Ram's sister. Okay. I'm going to guess that Bailey continues to be an amazing chonk cat, and that your life together is proceeding smoothly and apace. Ram has a puppy. I mean, I'm good with puppies. Mostly. I'm not like dog people super, but I mean, you know, Giovanna's got the wolf going on, and wolves are basically dogs, so if I'm gonna forgive Giovanna for having the wolf, I guess I have to be okay with Ram having a puppy? Oh, fudge. Oh, fudge! I didn't notice the spikes! Fuck off! Fuck off! Oh, you bastard! I hate this thing so much. It is such a pain in the butt. The fun thing about May in Strive is the most aggressive character. I'm gonna guess, like, what you mean? Wait. May is the most aggressive character in Strive, or May is the most aggressive character in Rev 2? Because I feel like I might have missed a couple letters there, and by letters I mean, you know, words that are formed out of letters. Words strung into sentences. It was doomed to not be right. There is something wrong with me. There is something wrong with you. There is nothing left of us. There is one thing I can do. Also, Megadeth song that's about the evils of therapy, which just goes to prove that Dave Mustaine is an asshole on every level. I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, okay, the mental health industry is probably got its issues. I'm not gonna say it is without issue, because clearly that would be wrong. But to scare people away from going to therapy, Dave Mustaine, because you wanted to make like a cool song with a killer riff, it's kind of an asshole thing to do. You could have applied that killer riff to, I mean, who knows, any number of different songs, but no, you had to do it with that one. Oh, fudge. It's okay, it's the shell. Big fucking deal, I guess. In Strive, she is the most aggressive character. I like that. I like that immensely. I mean, it goes in with the pun. And I wonder if they were running with that pun. Not 100% sure. I don't really know any of the, like the design notes. Oh god, this is terrible. This gun is garbage. Is there DPS on this gun? Does that exist? Because, I mean, it would be pretty fucking cool if it did. Oh shit. Oh fuck! This just sucks, okay? The starter gun is... Oh, we got a banana! How did I forget that we have a banana? I don't know if the banana is any better, but... Maybe? Oh, you... Oh, for real? I mean, okay, like, honestly, I'm not shocked, because Dave Mustaine is a fucking asshole. But on the other hand, it's like, is it like a crossover with Frank Miller? I mean, I guess Frank Miller got some help, or at least has recognized that he was in a pretty fucked up place after 9/11, and that's not really an excuse, but, like, if he's getting help, like, that's cool. But god, Dave Mustaine is such a douche. Which is why whenever we talk about Megadeth, I always recommend that you should steal their albums. I have absolutely no compunction against stealing their work. I mean, if you want to send some money to Marty Friedman, he seems like a relatively decent guy, even if he's a total weeb. Oh god, this is terrible. I'm doing a terrible job. Poison, hi. Is Marty Friedman even still working with Megadeth? Like, doesn't he just live in Japan full time now? I think he does talk shows. So maybe honestly my worst Gorgon fight ever. This is not Gorgonzola. Yeah, I became a Christian and all this started. Yeah, I mean, I knew about his conversion to Christianity, and I do know, and I, like, it doesn't forgive this. I don't want to give the image that it forgives who he's become, perhaps who he always was, but with a religious bent. But I do recall him talking about his Christianity and moving towards Christianity kind of as a part of getting away from alcoholism. And, you know, how people deal with their addictions is hard and very personal. But to then weaponize his Christianity against other people, like that particular blend of Christianity that he's found himself having fallen into, is really gross. Like, really gross. But anyways, I mean, like, see, here's part of the thing, I think, is that he was always an asshole. Like, I don't recall any time that Dave Mustaine, at least within my knowledge of Dave Mustaine, which is not encyclopedic, but, like, I don't recall any time in his career that he wasn't an asshole. Like, that was one of the reasons why Metallica kicked him out. That and the fact that he outdrank Metallica and outdrunk Metallica, which, if you were alive in the 80s, 90s, is almost incomprehensible. Yeah, Ludo, no, like, I do not, in any respect Dave Mustaine. He's a douche. As far as a creator, like, I can definitely say that there's Megadeth songs that I am there for. 99 Ways to Die, even though I think, like, come on, Dave, just 99? I could come up with 99 ways to die in a lunch break. There's way more fucking ways to die than that, let me tell you. Like, there's songs I can get behind. There's songs that I like. I can't lie and say that he's shitty as a creator, but as a human being, oh god, he's terrible. He is quite possibly, no, I mean, he's not the blurst, but he's only not the blurst because there are other people who are more the blurst than he is. Ah! Sorry, let me quick clear out this room, because I'm clearly not doing it. Megadeth legit never kicked with me. I was a Metallica kid. That's fair. Like, that's 100% fair. And Metallica's another group, although their particular blend of assholery is quite different than Mustaine's brand of assholery, but they're another group that, yeah, they're kind of douches. Or at least, like, James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich are kind of douches. But I can't take away from the fact that they are solid creators. solid musicians. There's a lot of fun in their back catalog. I feel like slightly worse about listening to their music than I do about listening to Megadeth. But not nearly as bad as I feel about listening to Tool, which is why I don't listen to Tool anymore. Or Perfect Circle. Which, you know, sucks because, say, hey, we used Parabola in our wedding song list. And so, like, it's always kind of weird when I want to beat myself up and listening to my wedding album, and there's Parabola, and it's like, yeah, but, no, you know, it's kind of a thing. Every big thrash band sucks except for Anthrax. Not unfair. Not unfair. What did I miss? I totally was a Tool kid, and yeah, it fucking sucks. I mean, I think ultimately I probably found more out of Perfect Circle than I did out of Tool. Mostly because Perfect Circle songs were a little bit easier to engage with because they weren't, like, necessarily 11 minutes long. Oh, you fucking fuck. Also, like, Perfect Circle's got Passive. Passive is a fucking banger. Judith? Judith is... I would go so far as to say that Judith is off the rails. Like, it's such a tight little box of just, like, raw. So, like, yeah, like, finding out that learning about Maynard, and honestly learning far too late about Maynard, because, like, the allegations were out there for ages, and if I had ever gone to the Tool board, or, like, whatever they called their message board thing, like, they were, like, pretty much right there. I probably could have found out earlier and saved myself some of the pain, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Perfect Circle wasn't spaced out enough for me. That's fair. That's fair. Tool did have Ticks and Leeches, and the majority of Undertow if you wanted straight ahead stuff. You're right, and like, here's the things. I do. If we can draw, and that's not really a thing that we can do. You kind of have to make these judgments with any piece of media that you're dealing with, because most of these people are, on some level, assholes, and it's just what level of asshole that they are. You know, are you willing to engage with this work knowing that the artist has done X, Y, and Z? Like, there's a lot of Tool, if we separate it, if we look at just Tool as a work, like, that's really good. I mean, it's slamming music. Not all of it. I think some of it is far more pretentious than it needs to be. I think it can get up its own ass a bit. Tool is kind of like the House of a Thousand Leaves or the Infinite Jest of music, where, like, it's so self-satisfied in its ponderousness. You know, it's showing off at a certain point. Like, look, we can do this. But, you know, as you said, Ticks and Leeches is an amazing song. Ticks and Leashes is a great fucking song. And most of Undertow. The whole bit about, like, at the very back of Undertow, the hidden song in Undertow about, like, Maynard is impersonating a fundamentalist preacher who's talking about how we need to save the carrots and fuck the rabbits. They should learn to wear glasses. Don't fuck the rabbits, because we only have one Rabbitson channel, and they are fucking awesome. But even still, like, it works. It works. Panda! Nice! Panda? By the way, if you want to listen to a less problematic version of Lateralis, just listen to King Crimson's Discipline. It's pretentious as fuck. I don't know, like, I I'm trying to think. I wanna think about how I want to say this because sometimes I think pretentiousness can work in chunks. Like I mentioned, Infinite Jest. We've talked about Infinite Jest on the channel before. David Foster Wallace was an asshole. Was misogynistic. He was potentially a domestic abuser. I mean, these things should definitely be kept in mind. Infinite Jest, and you can see it even more clearly in The Pale King that he wrote before his death, and death there is a euphemism. Like he's deeply up his own ass. Like he's an Ouroboros, or was an Ouroboros as far as self-importance. But like there are parts of Infinite Jest that are dealing with depression and addiction that when I was younger, when I was in university, spoke to me on such a deep level. Parts where I can't read the book again. I've got bookmarks in it to tell me what parts I need to skip. Because it was so much my experience and it was so painful. So I can't say necessarily that pretentiousness doesn't bring forward artistic work or works having an artistic merit, but at the same time, God, it is so much to slog through. It's just a lot, and 80% is basically just the artist saying, hey, look at me, look how cool I am, look at what I can do with my music or my wordplay or the structuring of my books. And you just want to be like, dude, because 90% of the time it's a dude, get the fudge over yourself. Like, honest to God. Hive says, well, I mean, if you want to listen to less self-serious pretentious music, listen to Opeth's last 4 albums. I'm gonna write that down, Hive. I'm also probably gonna take a break in a minute. We're at the hour point. Opeth. Am I gonna be able to read this tomorrow? I mean, it's sloppy handwriting even for me. I have 30 minutes to the next meeting, so I'm here around. Des, welcome back. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you. I hope the previous meeting went well. Wait, did I... You added a less to my last sentence, Risu. I mean, if you want to listen to... Oh! 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 Oh, yes, I 100% did. Hive, I 100% did. I'm gonna put a note here. A note next to my note with an asterisk, and it's gonna say also self-serious and pretentious. And that's not how you spell pretentious. Oh my God, y'all! I feel so much better right now than I have in the last 4 days. I'm, whew, y'all, you're bringing it for me, and I really appreciate that. Panda says, I listen to Miracle Sound and other nerdy ass shit because I don't have to worry so much about the politics. That's fair. I'm not familiar with Miracle Sound, or like where their political leanings might be, but I trust you to be the best judge. Luda says, sadly, I've yet to meet a humble, talented musician. See, I mean, Ludo, I could say Honey Bunny. She was probably overly humble, to be honest. But also I would have to say that like she's the only musician that I've met like in a meet space level. Like we've had more than one conversation and we kind of know each other. Um, oh, the dude who I don't know what he's like these days because um I haven't seen him in many years, but I think he's still performing. But the guy who was the front of Utoroza, and I'm gonna have to put that in chat because I think there's like I think it's got extra U's on it, so you'll probably won't find it otherwise. Do a quick check. Is that right? Shit. I can I find this dude again? Because he used to hang out where I hung out. He used to hang out at the body piercing bar, and he was really cool. He did a lot of noise music. Is this it? Shit, probably not. Oh, maybe. Yes, yes. This is it. This is it. Yeah, sure. I trust your privacy policies. That's just gonna give me the backspace. I don't want the backspace. The extra A's and zeros were someplace else. Right. But this guy was really nice. He ran his own bar for a little while. Like I said, he used to hang out and drink at the bar that I hung out at, and was just like he was pretty down to earth. He was pretty cool. Miracle's sound is left leaning. This is good to know, Hive. Hive says there's some jazz drummers on YouTube that seem chill. Okay. Luda says, I knew a Jack saxophonist and he was arrogant and had a persecution complex. He was basically the guy from La La Land. I've never watched La La Land, but I will trust you that I'll trust that he's a douche. Miracle Sound is Gavin Dunn's handle. He used to do Podquisition with Laura K. Buzz and Jim Sterling, which is a decent indication of where he stands. That's actually a pretty good. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good indication. I mean, I've definitely got, I've got some issues with James Stephanie Sterling, but you definitely you know where he is. Cheek out, cheek out, cheek out, cheek out, cheek out. Disco, disco, disco. Don't be a douche. You know where they are on the political spectrum. Like there's no question about where they are. He's quite vocally anti-Gamergate when that was a thing too. Excellent. Although, wait, hold on a second. Isn't Gavin Dunn also? That's not the dude from Bush, is it? That's a different Gavin D. Ciao, 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 ciao. Chotomate, chotomate, chotomate. That was Gavin Rossdale. Okay, that was Gavin Rossdale. That was not Gavin Dunn. Oh my God. See, folks, what happens is sometimes like you get all this serotonin, and then your brain just goes places, just goes away. Brain just goes away. It's a good kind of going away, but it's still like I don't know where my brain is. It's fucked off. Ludus says, legit think Gavin has talent. I'm just deeply disinterested in third-party video game-inspired music if it's not some chiptune-inspired dance album. Who needs game? We can just dunk on musicians. I mean, straight up. Give me a second here. Give me a second here, Ludo. I want to... Cripes. I got to check my iTunes. I got to check my iTunes for just a second to find the name of this artist. Although they're kind of old. I don't know what other works that they've done, but it's very much. I mean, I don't know if you'd say they're dance tunes, but they're definitely chip bit. YMCK. Well, YMCK, I, I can, at least for their work, I can recommend them. It's pretty cool stuff. It's definitely chiptune. Like it's 100% chiptune with vocals. But the one album that I have from them is Hello. Do you not list the year anymore? YouTube, have you just like fucked off and decided not to do the year anymore? Because I would like to know that. Oh, come the fuck on. Really though? Really? Shit. Shit, piss, and corruption. Why? What? Why do I not have a year tracker? Fucking fuck. The album that I've got is called Family Music. It's not like a super giant album. There's nothing on the album that's longer than 5 minutes, but it's definitely just a lot of fun. Like it's really good chiptune music. Panda says, I like the modern MOS stuff because it tends to work as standalone music if you don't think about it too much. Yes, Hive, YMCK! Family racing and family cooking are nice too. I'll have to look into them. Like I'm not in a spot where I can buy anything new. I just remember being in Village Vanguard. Like the Village Vanguard is kind of like this chain, semi-chain. No, it's definitely a chain. Franchise of shops, and they're kind of quirky, offbeat, weird version of Hot Topic, but with less clothing and more stuff, if that makes any sense at all. But they had YMCK playing like one day when I was there. This was probably 10 years ago, if not more. And it was just like, oh, wow, I like that music. I like that music a lot, so we're just going to grab that. And then that's the last time I did. Panda says, trying to get the Fallout 1 and 2 OSTs for Fallout Tabletop RPG. I'm planning that's based in Australia. Is that a hard thing to do, Panda? Are they not available anyplace? Oh, it's all public domain. Excellent. They're Bitpop, just so folks are aware. I mean, they're very poppy. That you're right. I should have been a little bit more specific about them. They are super poppy, but they're also just like really cool and not music that I'm in the mood for all the time, but when I'm in the mood for that kind of music, it's like, yeah, like that's cool. Luda says should be on Sisk. Then I'm not familiar with Sisk, but I'll check that. I will test that. Hi, Brain Meats. I will trust that is a public domain music sharing site. Oh God, genre is a terror. But like we had jumped from talking about like heavy metal and noise music into nerd rock into like J-pop chiptune, and I could see how somebody, because it's kind of a big jump from the nerd rock to the chiptune, or that particular brand of chiptune. So I could see how somebody might misinterpret that recommendation. I'm sure you're going to throw in some Mad Max, right, Panda? Soulseek, peer-to-peer music sharing program? Oh, gotcha. Oh, SLSK. It's not a capital I. I thought it was Sisk. I I don't know if we needed to talk about this, and I don't remember. I mean, I know I talked about this recently, but I think it might have been with a friend on a Discord DM and not like on chat, but like as though I would effing remember a stream. Um, the relationship between, I think his name is Wex, and the Twink in the Road Warrior being like, okay, they're both amoral raiders and who engage in terrible acts. Although the terrible act that I'm particularly thinking of, I don't remember if they personally were involved in that, but they're part of an outfit that engages in these things. Surely they know about it and give sanction to it by not speaking out against it. But at the same time, they're like a really nice gay couple. Like, it's clear that Wex cares for the Twink. I mean, it's not really clear what the Twink thinks about Wex. And we really only see Wex's emotions when the Twink is killed because, I guess he's an easy target for a kid with a boomerang. But, like, there's pathos in that scene, and Wex is not played as a joke, and even the Twink is not really played as a joke. It's definitely a Twink, but he's not necessarily set up as a joke. And that's for a movie in the 80s, and not to slam on Australia, but for a movie coming out of Australia in the 80s, I, and even Lord Humongous, like, in a weird paternalistic sense, it's probably toxic and not healthy, but even he cares for his dogs of war. Like, Wex is going to run off and get into this fight. He's going to get himself killed because they killed the Twink, and he's really hurting. And Humongous is like, no, like, don't do that. And he's like holding him and comforting him, and it's like, just, we're going to deal with this issue. We're going to get these fuckers, but like, don't run off now because you're just going to end up getting killed. And like, villainous overlord who has some kind of familial love for his troops is such like a weirdly not done trope. The Golden Child. Okay, so the Twink's name was the Golden Child. Panda says Golden Child was originally a woman, but was changed to show looser sexual norms in the wasteland. Like, awesome? I mean, I think awesome. Like I said, like, kind of. These characters are gay, but they're not gonna be a joke, and we're just not gonna treat them like a joke. And if getting to that point meant that the character was originally written as a woman, I mean, it would have been nice if they'd originally been written as a gay man, but I mean, it's still better than anything I can think of coming out of the 80s. Hive says a movie coming out of Australia from the 80s, written and directed by an ER surgeon. I read. I recently heard that part. I don't think I read it. I think I heard it on probably some video log or something. I just said video log instead of vlog. Like, I am a total old person, which I am, but still. Yeah, I didn't realize that Miller was an ER surgeon, and that's one of the reasons, like, that he kind of focused on the car aspect of Mad Max, because he'd seen so many accident victims, and it was something that he had kind of not first-hand knowledge. That would mean that he was an accident victim, but like it was something that he at least had experience of. Luda says it's fascinating franchise. I really got to catch up on the old ones. It's like let me think. I find it kind of hard a little bit to recommend the series as a whole. Like, there's, if I'm remembering correctly, the first movie, even though like it's very interesting the way the first movie sets up the like kind of the slow trundling apocalypse as opposed to the quick everything dies in a nuclear like explosion style apocalypse. I think that's really interesting, and that we're kind of in media res in that apocalypse. But I like is CW's Child Death, and I'm pretty sure CW's Sexual Assault. I can't remember from Mad Max. The Road Warrior definitely CW's Sexual Assault. Beyond Thunderdome is like really weird to me because on one hand I feel like I feel like there's a much better movie hiding in Beyond Thunderdome, and that Tina Turner is desperately struggling to pull that movie out. But there's also like a lot of grossness in Beyond Thunderdome, all around, not entirely, but mostly around like Mastoblasta. And just kind of that like 80s trope of using learning disabilities, but the character's like a really strong, broody kind of character and has to be controlled by somebody smaller and more intelligent. We see that in the Goonies as well. So like Master Blast is kind of a hard character to deal with, even though Anti-Entity is a fucking awesome character and I love her. So there's that. Like, honestly, Fury Road is the closest to perfect that I could see. Is it? I mean, I'm kind of like reading back here really quickly. Quick up on Panda. Panda says my mutant roos are pretty basic so far, but they have very sharp rear claws and are super fast. So they're kind of like velociraptors. Yeah. Hive says he made Mad Max because he was sick of the accidents. That's fair. He had no idea what he was doing with the first one, and they literally saved it in the edit. That's interesting. But to get to the sentence that caught my eye, Hive, is it a pre-apocalypse movie, or is it? I mean, my read, and it's been ages since I've watched it. Like, I always thought that it was in the midst of the apocalypse. It's the final days of civilization, says Panda. Okay. Luna says Fear Road makes it pretty clear George Miller has has developed some pretty good politics over the years, in my opinion. But yeah, the older ones probably have some yikes moments. I think the older ones, and this is I'm on very shaky memory grounds. I want to make that clear before anybody jumps into any of those older movies. I don't want another Hellraiser 2 situation, but I think the older movies may have aged better than other films of their era. Like, that's what my brain meats are telling me. They're definitely yikes moments. They're absolutely impossible to get around yikes moments. And they're very much of their era. And Mel Gibson, Mel Gibson became Mel Gibson. But like I think that, like, if you held up one of those movies to say like The Warriors, because The Warriors there's like stuff going on in The Warriors, I think it would come out better. Panda says, what if Furry Road then? I mean, you know, I could go with that, Panda. I would be Furry Road would be I'd be 100% 100 I'd be down with that. Yeah. I mean, I'm I almost said the super cliche thing, and I'm just not gonna say the super cliche thing because then somebody else is gonna say the super cliche thing, and then like I'll just feel really weird about it. But yeah, no, we're on board. Luda said, I guess you could argue it's an apocalypse movie then instead of post-apocalyptic like the later ones, but that's all just semantics at that point. It's definitely not post-apocalyptic. Like there is still a civilization, and the kind of the image that Max is the last white knight with all the problematic baggage that that entails of this civilization that is about to fall apart. I'm going to take everybody's points here because it seems like pre-apocalypse is being repeated by all y'all, and then I trust you way more than I trust myself. But yeah, like, and he's a cop. I mean, literally, that's what he is. He's supposed to enforce this kind of this order, law and order. I don't know if he focuses very much on justice. Revenge, he definitely focuses on revenge, but not maybe so much on justice as a concept, but that he represents and believes in, and tries to build a family around the pre-apocalypse, what the old world was like, and then it clearly does not work out very well for him. Hive says, it's a pre-apocalypse movie. Society is still a thing. There are still towns. There is still law enforcement. Things are beginning to end. But the movie is not concerned with the collapse and its social consequences beyond the road violence and its consequences on particular cop and his family. There you go. Put it in a box and put a ribbon on it. Like, you've got it, Hive. There's exactly 0% that I could argue with in that statement. Not that I am particularly interested in arguing. I mean, not that we are arguing now. That's not what I mean. I'm very non-confrontational, and I get really uncomfortable whenever I have to argue with anybody, especially people that I like. So there's that. Luda says, like, in my opinion, the thought of Apocalypse being a short thing is kind of redundant after last year. I think Apocalypse could be a slow-crawling prospect, so I look at it from that perspective. If you focus on the large picture, on more personal snapshot doesn't really matter, but then these definitions are fluid. I mean, I think that you are right in the real world, Ludo. I mean, I think we have experienced apocalypses before, and that many cultures have experienced like their particular form of apocalypse, and I think that it's quite often is a slow moving thing. Plagues are like that. Plagues are not over in a day or a week or a month. They kind of spread, and they undermine the social order that is currently existent, and usually bring forward changes, making the new world completely different from, or largely different from, the old world. And I kind of think, not to be overly dark, but I kind of think that we are in an apocalypse now, of a manner of speaking. But like growing up in the 80s and growing up under the shadow of like nuclear weapons and nuclear technology, even though like the true apocalypse of that would have been the nuclear winter that comes afterwards, which would have been a slow churning process of destroying society, the possibility and the constant considered possibility of, well, everybody could just shoot their nukes at the same time, and all the major cities would be wiped out in a moment, and that, I think, strongly influenced how we at that time thought an apocalypse was going to work. Which is interesting because Mad Max is not that at all. Mad Max is oil wars. I don't know how they go from oil wars to the apocalypse, but that was their focus. It wasn't the nukes. Des have a wonderful meeting. It feels really weird to say that. It was like it was out of my mouth before I even realized it. But I hope the meeting goes very well. Um, Hive says, okay, I was going to make a joke about asking which version of Apocalypse now you thought we're in. It's like the joke's there. The joke's on the table. I don't even need to make it. Um, I hope it's not the Redux God. Hive will be here forever. I mean, I would like to be here forever. As long as I can, at least. Fallout was also Oil Wars. I did not know that. Panda, I honestly did not know that. My first Fallout was Fallout 3. Yeah, my first Fallout was Fallout 3, and Fallout 3 was determined to make that my last Fallout, and so far it has been successful. Hive says, stuck with the French talking about nothing in particular. I mean, that does sound like an apocalypse of some kind. Mad Max posits a world where society is structured around and worships the automobile. Yes, absolutely. Luda says, I actually think the Redux version is better, especially because of the French part, but maybe that's too much to get into right now. By all means, like, hey, conversations are organic. If you want to expound on French, that would be a thing that I would learn, because I don't. My memories of Apocalypse Now are highly colored by the fact that I was like super breaking TOS at the time. So basically I have no memory of the film. I know it as kind of like one of these cultural monoliths of its time, although perhaps like far less of a cultural monolith now than it was previously. But I am going to tell you what, because we are already at an hour and 33 minutes. We spent like, and I please continue, by the way, because this was fucking cool. We spent like a half an hour just like talking music shit and movie shit, and I love that. God, does it? Am I? Sometimes I worry, like, if the actual feeling that I have in my heart comes out in my voice, because when I say I love that shit, I mean, actually, honestly, I love that shit. Um, but I do want to get a glass of water. I've been doing a lot of chattering. Um, I want to get a little bit of a stretch in, and I want to encourage all y'all, if you need the next 5 minutes to get yourself a stretch, a soup, a sandwich, uh, s- s- a copy of Soul Eater. Fuck, I gotta make a list of words that start with S's that have more than two fucking syllables in them. Um, if you need this time to get yourself hydrated, um, please do. And I will be back. I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, we are back. Let me just quick scroll up. Let's see. Luda said about Apocalypse Now, the Redux version, the French and the colonialist attitude portrayed in that scene, in my opinion, is supposed to be the mirror to American interventionism of the Vietnam War. So it's basically about America not learning from the past. Which, I mean, honestly, have we ever done that, Ludo? Hive says wars are fought for oil. Societies are policed through. Hold on a second. Give me. The chat keeps on scrolling on me. Wars are fought for all oil. Societies are policed through the use of automobiles. People are connected through the use of automobiles. Crime is committed through the use of automobiles. Cars, biles, and gas guzzling are matters of life and death. Yes, you're absolutely 100%. Kronos says I wasn't really sure how to pitch in for any of the topics, so I'm currently lurking and doodling to somewhat average success. Kronos, don't worry about that. Honestly, if you want to lurk, then like that's 100% valid. I know that you've got your ears on the chat and that you're here in case like somebody just screws up. If you feel like you can't contribute, like that's an okay feeling. It's a valid feeling, but your input is always welcome, and the input can be questions as well. If you've got a question that you want to ask, not only myself, I imagine that other people probably have fresher takes on what you might be asking, but that's welcome as well. That's not. It's not an issue. It's a 0% issue. I saw what you posted in LSRS, and it is looking good. You mentioned in the LSRS that you're not doing the line art. Is that because I'm not an artist really? I just sketch shit. I just doodle. So, like, is that normal? Not normal? Hive says in response to Ludo, yep, it's important to give a thematic spine to an otherwise shapeless movie that is horrific because it's just shapeless depravity. So, like, Hostel, basically it's just Hostel or Cabin Fever. Maybe better would be Cabin Fever. Luda says I love that movie, Hive, but what did I miss? Hold on, come back. I love that movie, Hive, but it's definitely horrific. Yes. I got myself the final cut, and I want to compare them. Okay. Panda's picked up the OST soundtrack. Good job, Panda. I'm glad that you got that locked down. Ludo, I guess you have to be really into watching a 3-hour-long reflection on PTSD to enjoy it. That's I don't know. I mean, if I wanted to watch a reflection on PTSD, I'd just watch Jacob's Ladder. Honestly. It's got more demons and faceless doctors, and I'm there for the faceless doctors. Also, Jacob's Ladder has 100% more Danny Aiello, and Danny Aiello is like he was really good. Like he owned the scenes that he appeared in. I have questions about The Professional, about Leon. There are some aspects of that movie that are really, really super gross, and I would want to see W before anybody like saw it for the first time. But Gary Oldman and Danny Aiello fucking owned that movie, like way more than what the fuck is his name? The French dude, he's kind of gross. Jean Reno? Like, they've got that, the two of them have got that movie on the lockdown. It's worth it for the two of them. Kronos says I'm probably not going to... Chad keeps on jumping. I can't hold it where I need to see, so I can read what I need to read. Hearts of Darkness Documentaries could be a great companion piece if you haven't seen it yet. I have not done that. Hive says I need to watch it. but I got it with my Blu-ray copy. Okay. Lou says the story of how that movie got made into existence is almost as bizarre as the movie itself. Huh. I don't have any background on that. And I want to watch that new Apocalypse Now cut too. It could be my favorite one because the Redux is still just too long. Let's see. Speaking of just too long, I should just watch Zodiac at some point. Zodiac is the one with is that the one with the dude from Donnie Darko whose last name that I can never pronounce and I always feel rude because I can't pronounce it, but like it's Gyllenhaal? Is that Jake Gyllenhaal? Hi says, I cannot imagine how it would possibly be good as being a shorter movie, given how the longer version really allows more time for each person to get more tired and damaging by the case in their own way. Fair enough. I guess I mean to say I think it does more with its length than other movies, like, say, Somebody's Hilarious. Oh, okay. Ludo says, ha ha ha. Should I curse the chat and start talking about the new Justice League movie, or do we want to stay with the movies that don't make us take 3d6 psychic damage every turn? I mean, like, all I've seen from the new Justice League movie is that the jokey says, straight-faced, we live in a society, so there's that. Wait, fuck, wait, hold on a second, I just saw this. Hive, 4 fucking hours? 4 hours? Oh, Alice, I'm sorry, I've been reading up on the chat because, like, the chat, there's a lot of things going on in the chat right now, and I was on a break, and I need to, I gotta see it. There's so much. I want to read it all. Ludo says Jake Snyder's great, but too much Christian. 100% fair. Ludo, that is 100% absolutely fair. That's definitely an aspect of the movie, and there's no there's no getting around it. But as far as like visual presentation, I feel like it put such a stamp on later media. And I think the performances in that movie are very, very solid. By the way, CW for Apocalypse Now contains actual animal killing. Oh, that's shitty. But thank you for throwing the CW out there, Hive, because I had not realized that. Panda says, decided that the Australian government sold out Australia to the US as a vassal state to secure the Vault-Tec program in exchange for all our resources and access to population for evil tests, which feels like a very Australian government thing to do these days. I mean, really, yeah, Panda, that's you got a good one there. That feels on the nose in the proper way, on the nose for both Australia's government, for what I understand, and the United States government at the moment. I did see Jesus Joker Christ, Alice, and that is holy. I mean, could we really? Did we need that image? Because it's so bad. It's so. I'm rubbing my head to get the cringe sweat off of my head. There's a lot of villains that you could put themselves into a Christ-like pose, as Chris Cornell would have said, a Jesus Christ pose. Pinhead pulls it off. One of the few decent scenes in Hellraiser 3. Hellraiser 3, by the way, is a garbage movie. But it's garbage in very different ways from Hellraiser 2. But Pinhead, Pinhead can pull off a Christ-like pose, a Jesus Christ pose. But, I mean, that picture that I've seen the picture, Alice, and it's a choice. It's a very deliberate choice. Hi, says Justice League was originally going to be a two-parter, but WB got cold feet, and Whedon I got Whedon to cut it down into one movie and scrap the rest of the DCU story. And didn't he cut the fuck out of Cyborg's part? Like the one black superhero character in the DC extended universe, like, and just like just cut it to fuck. Snyder's trying to rescue as much of it as he could, so as much as he could, so that he could, and it resulted. I mean, fucking 4 hours, Jesus, like 4 hours of Zack Snyder. This is not. I mean, this is not. We look. Okay. The world has fucked up. I realize that we did the apocalypse talk, and we basically, as a species, not individually here, people in chat. I know that you've been being very careful, washing your hands. I know that you're wearing your masks, trying to self-isolate as you can. But like as a world, as human species, we America, we've fucked up, like so bad, like so bad. But did we deserve 4 hours of Snyder? Why did we, how did we get here? How did we get here? He's I Hive, I'll check my Discord DMs. I'll do them in a minute, and I swear to God, I'm gonna play this game. I swear that I'm gonna play this game, but like it's just so much. There's so much. Penna says I laughed for a long time when I saw an article headline and footer implying it was a Joker doing it against Snyder's will. I'm gonna become the Christ. I mean, Alice, Snyder is fractally bad. I've mentioned this before, specifically about Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, because as a kid, I was big into zombies. I was super big into zombies. There was far less zombie media to actually engage with, so it made it a lot easier to do that. But like the Dawn of the Dead, like we're not going to talk about Dawn of the Dead. We're gonna set it aside. But it's like every one of Snyder's works. He has the unique ability to make films that somehow get worse, like exponentially worse, every time you watch them. Like, I mean, I remember coming out of Watchmen, and granted, I slept through probably 20 minutes of Watchmen. There was a problem I had with going to movies in the theaters for a while, where I would just pass out in the middle of movies. Just happened. Didn't matter if the movie was good or bad. I would eventually fall asleep. But I remember like stepping out of Watchmen the first time. I remember thinking like that was not bad. It was okay. It had a strong start. Every subsequent time that I watched The Watchmen, which is a sentence that I hate having said right now, every subsequent time, like, I would see new things that managed to invalidate the source material, that managed to undercut the themes that were trying to be told, that were just sloppy and bad. And like all of his movies are like that. Dawn of the Dead is like that. The first time I walked out of Dawn of the Dead, the only thing I was pissed off about was the fact that it was not actually in Milwaukee. I mean, because like I mean, Milwaukee's right there. It's not like it's not a happening city. You could film there easily. They give lip service to Milwaukee, but it's not in Milwaukee, and I think that was unfair. But that was largely speaking like my only big gripe with it. And then the next time that I watched it, it was like, oh fuck. And then the next time that I watched it, I was like, holy shit. It's you've got sharper senses than I do, Hive. Honestly, like the first time that I tend to watch any media, unless that media is like really bad, like super duper bad, a lot of times I'll give it a pass. Like just the experience of watching the media itself is enjoyable enough that like it kind of hides the flaws for me. It doesn't tend to be until like the second or third time that I watch a film that I'm like actually critically engaging with that film. Luda says I only saw Dawn of the Dead, so I have to watch the Snyder DC ones before Justice League so I don't get neck-breaking whiplash. Oh god, Ludo, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's so not worth it. Did I mentioned this on Twitch, but Twitter, but I know that people's timelines move really quickly and that my tweets aren't necessarily seen, and that's perfectly okay. Don't worry about that. There is Ludo and Hive and everybody. There's a scene. It's a blink and you miss it scene where the original Night Owl is getting beat up by some thugs. I realize the complicated history of the word thug there, but you know, mooks. Let's go with mooks. He's getting beat up by some mooks. There's a scene where he's pushed against a bookshelf, and you can clearly see there's a copy of the Watchmen graphic novel in the bookshelf. And I don't like my hope, my deepest hope is that that was some set dresser who was getting a little bit cheeky and wasn't like Zack Snyder actually, you know, being meta. Because Zack Snyder being meta that's how we get Sucker Punch. And nobody wants Sucker Punch. That's not what we want. Alice is now thinking about how Snyder saying he wants to do a non-political version of the Fountainhead. Yes, that seems to be like his big thing, Alice. Like that's what he wants to do. And the idea, like the concept of a I need to emphasize this more. The concept of a non-political The Fountainhead, like that causes reality to break down on a fundamental level. Like language doesn't mean anything anymore. It falls apart. And without language, what do we have? Claire, I saw the orange of your name, and I thought it was the red of Kronos' name, and I completely missed it. It is so good to see you. I hope that you're doing very well, Claire. We got into one of these movie tangents, and it's a good one. I'm really happy with it, but like I've been very focused on the tangent and not on playing the game. So hopefully you don't mind the results screen being up for a little bit before I actually like doing it. You're doing a fine job, Kronos. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh god. Hyde says, Watcher was so preoccupied with making everyone as sexy and cool as superheroes and with projecting positive morality on Rorschach, the objectivist superhero parody, that it was objectionable for me to start. 100% fair. Hive, like, I do not disagree with your read. At all. Just that your read that you got from the beginning was something that I kind of came to on second viewing, especially the Rorschach stuff. I just remember the first viewing being like, I'm watching a movie with some friends and this is really great. but you got good peepers on you. Snyder Watchman's 2.5-hour version of the Gundam over your head meme. From all I hear so far, it's Ludo. I don't recommend it. Like, it's not. It's a lot. It's not good. Panda says politics have never occurred within 6 meters of any Ayn Rand novels. Ayn Rand. I need to remember her name is pronounced Ayn, not Anne. My brain meats always want to say Anne. It's Ayn Rand. The laughter that sentence deserves, Panda, would probably tear my lungs from my body. So, just I'm laughing on the inside. I'm laughing on the inside. Hive says, I don't know, this is just like a non-political modern military shooter that blames American war crimes on the Russians and argues that what would win wars is save more civilians to allow soldiers to act unilaterally and without oversight, holding them back. Oh, 6 days in Fallujah. Ludo, that's a hand grenade in a tinderbox. That is so fucked. I gotta I realize that there is a very large chunk of my life, a lot of it occurring within the 2000s, of which I honestly and slightly frighteningly have no memory of. Just, it's gone. Like, all those years, they're gone. And even I know that the Fallujah is, like, fucking fucked. Like, I mean, and they want to say that it's not political? Ludo, don't say that. I mean, I know you're just making a joke, but don't say that. I mean, like, unless we're talking about just erasing the 2000s as a total world effect and, like, resetting reality or something, but I don't want anyone to have the memory problems that I have. I really don't. So, if you can remember stuff, that's super fucking cool. I hope you can. I'm gonna take a look at Kronos' thing, and then I'm gonna fucking play this game. This game is gonna get played. Hive, I just saw your DM. I saw that tweet before, but that's a great tweet. I love the meme is good. The meme is strong. Meme is strong. What else? Okay, gonna check out this last thing. I like Viola's good. Kronos, I like Viola an awful lot. Like, I don't know this character beyond, like, any, I mean, I know that you've explained Viola's stuff. I know that you've explained her backstory, but clearly I haven't remembered it. So I only know your design. Like, I only know your handling of Viola's character. But the hat, yo, I would be a liar if I said I wouldn't wear the fuck out of that hat. Luda says, oh yeah, I'm talking about selective eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, mind erasing. I mean, I don't want to. It's not something that needs to be yellow carded or anything, Ludo. It doesn't, and I know that you're just being goofy, and that's okay. But memory loss is a big thing for me, and it's not like a triggering thing. It's not like I'm gonna flip out or anything like that. But I just hope that you don't need to experience it. Oh, Hi, ghost! I just walked into the ghost. Haha, take that! I don't know why I'm ha-haing. It wasn't really that great a dodge, but, you know, like, you gotta ha-ha when... No, Ludo, you don't have to, it's not a thing, it's not a thing that you need to apologize for. It's more like, I worry about other folks, and I don't want other folks to be where I am, kind of thing. So I'm maybe just I'm more touchy about it than I need to be. But you're still on the sunny side of anything. You're not, like, you haven't gone over any lines. You haven't said anything that needed to be CW'd. Okay, hold on. I just saw a giant hammer. And not in the game, I mean, like, in the chat. Colonel says, I still don't quite understand her fully myself, to be honest, but all that matters is she swings a giant hammer and nothing will change that. That is... I am down with... Yes, please. Heavy, blunt instruments on my girl characters with big hats. And this kind of loops us back to May from Guilty Gear, because she has a big hat. And she has a heavy blunt instrument. Why is that totally my jam? I know there's the whole there's the whole like meme, cliche trope about sword lesbians, and look, swords are cool. Like swords are like really cool, but fuck, give me a hammer. I mean, straight up, just hammer, yes, please. Way before a sword. Oh, it's green ammo. That's really gonna help. Panda says spear lesbian. Fuck yeah, spears are also valid. We can definitely get behind spears. Pointy, sticky objects. I mean, sticky in the sense that you're supposed to stick them in people, not sticky in the sense of like duct tape. I mean, Hive, really though, that's aspirational. Interesting enough, Rizutana Jam was not her jam. Fair enough. Buttons! Hey! I just saw you come in. I hope I didn't miss you too much. Kind of, all sorts of things. Buttons, this has been an all sorts of things kind of stream. But I hope that life is treating you very gently. I hope that it's treating you with the kindness and respect that you deserve. It is always a pleasure to have you here. My Spear Boy shell from Genshin. I have not played the Spear Boy. I stopped playing Genshin. I'm trying to remember exactly at what point, but I think it was like 1 or 2 months ago. It was definitely before the tower defense thing, which is good because I've only been good at one tower defense game ever, and it's Kronos' tower defense game in Little Big Planet. I have never been good at any other tower defense than that. So I'm sure that the tower defense game in Genshin would probably piss me off. But like when I was playing, the only spear character was like Cook Girl, whose name I completely, totally can't remember. Every one of my characters, it felt like they were a claymore. And like claymores are cool. Don't get me wrong. If you've got to go with a sword, then go with a giant fuck-off heavy sword that doubles as a blunt object. Because, like, basically fantasy claymores, that's what they are. But at the same time, like, you can't make a party out of 4 claymores. Also, it was like everybody that I had was Electro, and they were all awesome characters. Like Kaching was fucking slick. Beto is fucking slick. But like, you can't just if they're all Electro, you don't have your bases covered. And at the end of the day, I just killed everybody with Kaching anyways. Kaching. My favorite place is the Chicken Girl. Wait, what did I miss? Life is going good, Buttons. No, I mean, I'm alive. Buttons, I'm alive. I'm very happy tonight. This has been a really big serotonin stream for me. And that's the most honest I can be. If you need to be doing your painting, please, by all means, lurk away. Do not feel like you've got to kind of be on top of stuff. Oh fudge! Oh fudge! I knew that. I'm gonna take it, Claire. Like, I'm not gonna turn my nose up at it. Sunday keeps getting longer. I don't think that's particularly fair, but it is the truth, and I do need to deal with that. Oh, we did it. Thank you so much, Buttons. Thank you, honestly. I'm just catching like things in chat out of the corner of my eye meets. So if there's a bit, because I feel like there's a bit that I missed. So if there's a bit that I missed, fuck. I do apologize. Spear Boy is wind, and he has a spear, and just yes. Also, I'm not sure of his age. He's cute in that kid way. That's fair enough. It's fair enough. Fun thing about Xiao. The English voice for Xiao is actually... I hope I'm getting the XI sound correctly. I feel like I muck that up because I don't know the syllabary and the phonetic system for Chinese. But the English voice is actually female. That's not without its precedent, Kronos. Bart Simpson was like that. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm remembering correctly, that Doraemon is Doraemon's voice actress is also a woman. Something about like younger characters in the registers that younger male characters in the registers that they hit pre-puberty seems more easily done by adult women. Hive, it is like it's yes, it's good. I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna take it. We're gonna go with that. Definitely a big F. I don't know if that deserves to be poodles in the chat, but I mean it's definitely a big F. Xiao's a couple of millennia old. At the very least, he's as old as the Archon War. So he's another one of these characters where it's like I'm guessing it's like 9,000-year-old demon, but is in the body of a child, and I hope that doesn't get creepy. Genshin didn't really strike me that way, but I feel like, at least with certain Japanese media, that's been an excuse to be creepy in the past. But that might just be me, like, half remembering discussions here and there, and perhaps does not represent a honest engagement with the media. Claire says a lot of the characters look like children, just really young teenagers at best. Not quite the child, but I'd say mid-20s at very best. Okay. We've once again arrived at the Thermian argument. We keep on coming back to it. I read that thing. It took me days to get through that rebuttal to Dan Olson's Thermion argument that I think Hive sent me. And it was like, part of it was just I did not have the focus to read something even slightly long. Although, Hive, you did give me that screen reader, and I've just completely forgotten to use it because, that's who I am. Um, God, that rebuttal was trash. It was just trash. I mean, I think you could come up with. I, I agree with Dan Olson's take on the Thermion argument, but I think you could come up with rebuttals that are not quite as bad faith as that one. Um, oh God, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. I am going to take a quick break. We are at the 2 hour 17 point here, and that's like time flies when you're getting pissed off about Zack Snyder, I guess. But I'm gonna need some water in me. This hydration is important. Hydration is important. I would like to encourage any of you, please, take this next 5 minutes to give yourself a bit of a stretch. Get yourself a soup sandwich, a skeleton. I'm never gonna make this list of S words, am I? I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna get around to it. Do those things. Drink yourself some water, and I will be back in just 5 minutes. done. Oh my god. Are those clown horns? Is he playing Master of Puppets on clown horns? Hi. You. I. I'm. I'm dead. I. You. I mean, you've killed me in the best way. If I could think of any way to have to go out of this world of shitty meat suits, um, I Clownhorn Enter Sandman is, I think that's a good note to go out on. That they don't really do the epitaph thing with graves here in Japan. Usually they put your Buddhist name on. Wait, is it your Buddhist name? I think it's your Buddhist name on the grave. You have to pay like a bunch of fucking money for that. So, I mean, honestly, just burn me up and put my ashes in the sea. Except like don't do that because you'll probably kill the fish because like ash is a lot of bone ash and it's really sharp. Don't breathe bone ash, by the way. That's not a thing that I've done. Thankfully speaking, it's not a thing that I've done. But bone dust is not a thing that you want to breathe. It's really up there with things that you don't want to breathe because it's really, really sharp. Um, but to get to the point, if they did epitaphs on gravestones in Japan and they put, Risco killed by Clownhorn Enter Sandman. Like that, would, I, my ghost would be proud of that. I wouldn't haunt anybody in the mean way for that. Like ghosts, ghosts can be real assholes sometimes. Like they just haunt folks. Sometimes they've got justified reasons like abuse, and then they were thrown in a well at a smallpox facility, but then they became ghost smallpox that haunted a videotape. Like it's a very convoluted backstory with that one, but I would if I could if I would be a I'd be a nice ghost. I would I'd be like, hey, I'm just here to help you out because I got killed by Clownhorn and Sandman, and my heart is at peace, mostly. Mostly at peace, but I figure, you know what? Like, if you're a ghost, right? Like, I mean, you gotta be kind of polymorphic. I feel like, you watch those movies and like the ghosts, they do the whole body horror thing, like they'll look like normal people, and then like their mouths will do like a giant open, and I don't know, freaking crab claws will come out of them or something. Like, so you gotta be pretty polymorphic if you're a ghost. And I figure if I was a ghost, I would be, um, I'm not going to finish that sentence because I think that that sentence would make people think that would make people worry. And I don't want people to worry. I'm not thinking that sentence. Um, but I'd be the helpful kind of ghost. Like, the friendly kind that just, like, fucks with your enemies, basically. We're assuming that the enemies here are bigots and fash because, like, I mean, that's kind of my whole, my gig. But yeah, I would do that. I would do that. And my theme song would be the clown horn version of Enter Sandman. It would come in, and then this D-bag from, I don't know, like, who are those fucking assholes that would, like, they would go to service people's funerals if they were gay, and they would, like, protest against them being gay at the fucking funeral? Shit. Southern Baptist something or other? Fuck, I would fuck with them. And they would not get they would not get a dignified fucking with. They would get a fucking with that would be soundtracked by Clownhorn Enter fucking Sandman. And they would think, well, fuck me. What have I done with my life that this is the note that I go out on? Because I would do terrible things. I would I don't know, like cut like brake lines in cars and shit like that because these people, they deserve to be, you know, really messed with. And the last thing that they would fucking hear, the last thing that they would hear would be Clownhorn Enter Sandman, and they would fucking know that they had fucked up, that they had made seriously bad choices with their lives. They had chosen the path of evil, and they would get nothing more dignified. Not a Stitch. Not there's no Beethoven playing on the soundtrack of the end of their days. There's no Handel's fucking, I don't even know what Handel did. None of that. No. It'd be Clownhorns. Clownhorns Enter Sandman. That thought makes me feel so warm and fuzzy. But we really needed a quote extension for stuff like "I'll be a nice ghost." We're gonna have to do it. Rabbits said that they would help me out with that. It's mostly been an issue with like time and focus. But we're looking at that as a quarterly goal, Ludo, to be able to get these kind of like exclamation point commands into the chat, because I do want to do that. I don't know if we'll get it done before we start The Evil Within, but I would like that at some point on The Evil Within, because I think people being able to pull up CWs and mods being able to pull up CWs. Oh my god, rabbits! I didn't even know you were here, and then you were gone, and I didn't even know. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. Ludo says Paranormal Reddit haunted by clown hornet or Sandman. I mean, like, it's a goal, Ludo. I've got I've got very few goals in life, but I mean, like if I would do that. Like that would be my jam. Oh, welcome back. Oh, does this mean are you Rabbits, are you streaming again? Like because if you are streaming, then I want to make sure that I put up, things for you, like the shout out type stuffs. I hope that you had a wonderful vacation. I don't know if your vacation was something that you got to take with your girlfriend. Um, but I hope it was, and I hope that was very, very happy. Ravis says not today. Well, not on my channel at least. Lol. Well, let us know, Rabbits. I'm probably gonna take a walk after the stream, but if you are doing like some kind of team effort thing, I'll definitely put up I'll put up a tweet to go. Oh shit! Oh fudge! Oh crumbs! Hey folks, this is kind of not cool. I didn't mean to segue this in from you, Rabbit. But I just the tweet thing it reminded me of this, and I do think that I need, as a due diligence kind of thing, community protection kind of thing. I need to mention this before I forget it, because I will forget it really, really quickly. Okay, so last week, maybe? I don't know. I think it was last week. I was mentioning that there was an artist who did like the really sweet and wholesome camp counselor AU Jason pictures, like the kind of like little manga for that. And I was saying, oh, this is really cute, this is really sweet. And then Hive shared Jason plus Michael Myers deal from a Korean artist, and they're dating in that, and that's also really cute. I don't have anything to say about that. Somebody in Auntie's Discord. I'm not saying somebody because like I don't trust the source, more that I don't think the name would really mean very much to anybody. But somebody in Auntie's Discord pointed out that, deep breath, the artist who does the Jason AU super sweet and wholesome comics also does. I mean, there's not. I can't CW it because like the CW is the thing. But assume that there's going to be a CW here in a second. Also does child pornography art as a sideline. I haven't looked into the receipts of that. If this person was bringing up the fact, I trust that there are receipts, but I don't know if they are receipts that I want to or am healthy enough to like go and look up. But because this was on Auntie's Discord, and I do trust the person who said this, and if you had followed that, oh God, it was like a milkshake duck in 2 days, Hive. But I wanted to give the warning because I had retweeted this person, and I had mentioned them in the chat, and said good things about them. If you had started following them on my recommendations, I just want to give you that heads up that maybe you want to take them off of the follow. Today is not today's not a family friendly day. I don't know if the titling is fucked up because Twitch always fucks up my titling. Rabbit says it's exactly what I guessed. Nowadays, when I follow non-Anglophone artists, I always check if they post or retweet that kind of shit. Well, I didn't see it in their like, cause I went through a fair amount of their timeline because I really liked the Jason comics. They're very cute. They're very sweet. I didn't see any of that on their timeline. So either A, it's buried pretty deep down, um, or B, it's something that they're doing on like a sideline. The reason I didn't mention this, I knew about this earlier, um, but the last stream that we had was an LBP stream, and I thought that this was maybe a little bit more of a serious topic than I wanted to bring up in LBP. But we're definitely not in LBP right now, so I felt like, as I said, because I had done, I had done a little bit of promotion for this artist that I wanted to make sure that the word got out there. No, and honestly, it, it's I don't want to dig too deep into the topic itself because I know that there are folks, not necessarily folks here, but there are definitely folks that have dealt with that on a first-hand basis in their pasts. But like, I would not. I feel like I know all of you fairly well. I would not assume or believe that any of you would be comfortable doing something like that. But I wanted that heads up because like I said, I'm very scattershot and I forget things really, really quick. And I wanted to just give the heads up to people and folks can do can handle that as you want to. So yeah, that was kind of a shit thing to learn. I think that was Saturday, maybe. I don't know, Friday or Saturday. Like, no, Christ, it must have been even earlier than that. It must have been Wednesday. Because I knew it before the LBP stream, and I didn't mention it during that stream because, it's the LBP stream. It's a pretty heavy topic for that type of forum. But at least the information is out, and I did that. So, that was a shitty bit of news. I am like super sorry about having to say that, but is what it is, unfortunately. Getting back to Gungeon. Oh, fucking what people? Why are people? Alright, we got this. This is probably going to be the last run, depending on how long it is. I should come... Oh, crumbs. I should compensate by making it a curse run. Oh, I mean... If this run dies fast enough, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do the curse run. Also, like, Markov is trash. People's gun my ass. You can even curse it before you leave the floor. Oh, well then. That's a thing that we should do. Invite the curse. Be the curse you want to see in the world. Which I think kind of brings us back to the Westboro Baptist Church and haunting them with Clown Horn Enter Sandman. I think. If you can't, I'll doodle something for you personally. Oh, Kronos. That would someday. I don't want to hold you to that because I know that you've got stuff like that you already on your plate. But ooh, ammo belt, and we're very close. I would very like I would very much like something doodled by you. You should be paid. Oh, crumbs, I didn't do the thing I wanted to do. I wanted to slide on the tables because that's always cool. Whee! 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 I love doing that, like, so much. You deserve to get the monies, Kronos. Possibly all the monies. Now, I know getting the monies is, you know, it's a big responsibility, as we can see by how well people like Jeff Bezos shepherd that responsibility, but... Oh, fudge! Really, though? It was... Kronos, it absolutely was. I forgot what button the dodge roll was. Wait, when we come down to it, forgetting what button the dodge roll is kind of like very on brand for me. Rabbits, you may have just summoned that song into existence. I mean, I'm pretty sure the rule of the internet is that anything mentioned must eventually exist. It's kind of a corollary to Rule 34, but Rule 34 is just gotta be like, it's just porn, but I think it's broader than more porn. I mean, fucking yeah, Panda. No questions about that. You should brag. Panda, you should brag. In fact, not necessarily about girlfriends, depending on what your situation is and whether or not you want to be in a relationship or not, or if that's something that is currently within, like, the realm of possibility, given the fact that we live in the middle of a plague. But you should all brag about whatever you've got going on in your life. You deserve the happiness that you get. You're decent people, more than decent people, and if you want to take a bit to be like, fuck yeah, I did thing, or I've got this wonderful partner, or whatever, then this space is there for you. I'm very much on this point. A lot of times the world teaches you to feel like shit and to hide the good things that are in your life. I'm not there for that. Y'all deserve good stuff. And you all deserve to brag about it. So you do that thing if you need to do that thing. She's been so helpful with the Fallout thing. I'm learning so much about indigenous culture. Oh, that's really cool. I do not want Knife Shield. I have no desire for Knife Shield. I mean, there's worse items in the game, I guess. But it's not particularly like... It doesn't thrill me. Fuck. Alright, we got Gatling Gull. And Gatling Gull is bad. Gatling Gull is not worst, but Gatling Gull is definitely bad. It's definitely not Trigger Twins, which would have been wonderful. And we did not... Oh, fucking fuck. That's me. That was my fault. I did that to myself. I should have been paying attention. Very Tom York. But not like Suspiria Tom York. Which, I mean, would be justifiable, but the early Tom York would actually, I find, much more enjoyable as music. So hopefully you found that Damage to be particularly enjoyable. Alright, we're almost there. We've got this, and then we're gonna go back and curse ourselves. Because, I mean... Look, folks, I'm the queen of bad choices. And I concept in Japanese of the Hanmen Kyoshi. And I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm pretty sure I've probably mentioned this on stream before, but just in case I haven't. So Hanmen Kyoshi is somebody who teaches you what not to do by bad example. And a shrine to an old gunslinger, there's an inscription: kill your past, you've already damned your future. The rest is worn away. I mean, you couldn't have necessarily predicted that, Kronos, but at the same time, I don't know that this particular sentence was something that I needed to read right now. I'm still gonna do it because Hanmen Kyoshi, but like at the same time, that's a lot. That's a lot to read. You know? Oh no, Kronos, not the sentence that you said. The sentence that was on the curse shrine. That was the one that kind of like it's a lot. But there's landmines everywhere, and you can't know where all of them are, and I don't expect anybody to know where all of them are. Wow, though, like that's a phrase. That's a whole phrase. Oh god, right, because we've got 9 curse. Everything is cursed now. We're fucked? Like, I think we're probably fucked. Give me a second before I look at chat. I cannot hit anything. That has nothing to do with curse. That has everything to do with my own lack of skill. But at the same time, it's kind of, you know, it's a thing. Could you maybe aim? Risco, could you aim? Oh jeez, just hit something, please. Fucking hit something. Thank you. Fall into the pit and be damned. I guess the issue is that this gun has no accuracy at range. Oh jeepers. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh god. Everyone is cursed. No. Jesus, stay away. Just go away. Wow, like tasers? Oh, you fucking bastard. Don't mind the razor wire, we've got crumpets. Just give me a gun. I mean, like a gun. Not like this crap I've got now. 'Cause this is trash. We are operating on trash tier. And that's not good. That's not good at all. Year's 2021, everyone is cursed! Mood, Panda? Mood? Huge, giant mood. What's cursed with your current arsenal? I mean, Chronos, right? This is we have not. It's early in the game, and it's probably as late in the game as we're gonna get. We have not gone. Fucking fuck. In French, trash tier. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more run. It's gonna be a curse run. We're gonna do a curse run because I don't want it to be too long. As much of a joy as tonight has been, and I cannot express how, even with the bad news, it's probably terribly, I guess. Even with the bad news, tonight has been tonight has been good. I want to push it one more run, but I don't think I could do like a run to the end of the game because it's long for me. I know our resident expert, and I say this with no sarcasm, our resident expert Kronos can do a quick run to the end of the game, but I cannot. Also, Kronos, I saw that the mercenary run that you posted on LSRS, and you get a lot of work done with not very many items. Curse runs kick my butt even in my prime. I mean, it's good to know. Oh yeah, the guns on the last run were absolutely, they were the worst. They would have been worse guns with a different character, but they were still, like, that's not, I mean, it's not where you want to be. I just threw my gun into the wall. To be fair, Merc on keyboard is a different beast entirely. That's interesting to know. If you've unlocked a new gun with credits... Oh! Whee! 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 We got doubles. This is the best room in the entire fucking game. If you've unlocked a new gun with credits, you're doing better than me. I like, with a lot of roguelike games for me, particularly with Isaac, but I see it as well in Gungeon, like, a lot of it is just, it's less being good and more being willing to put the time in. Because I'm not, I would not consider myself to be a good Gungeon player. I've got a lot of unlocks. I've got a lot of unlocks, and I think I could be semi-proud of that, to the extent that you could be proud of any kind of gaming achievement. But most of that was... Excuse me. Most of that was just playing long enough for the RNG to kind of finally pick up for me. Like, I'm pretty sure that every ending that we've got, like all the character endings that we've gotten, have just been because we were super overpowered. And that's not really anything that you can do to change. Like, you get the lucky rolls, or you get the shit rolls. And if you play on a long enough time scale, you'll end up getting enough lucky rolls. Ludus, is this like that song Get Lucky from Daft Punk, Sound of the Summer? I mean, quite literally so, yeah. Gungeon is a fun time. I think Gungeon... Ooh! +1 to bullet. Fuck yeah! There are aspects of the Gungeon loop, there are aspects of the game that don't click with me necessarily. I think that there's a little bit more emphasis on resource management than I like, and it sometimes runs can be extremely feast or famine. But I think that that's honestly more of a me issue than it is a game issue. I think the game is solidly designed. I think it's largely fair. It's definitely well presented. Like, there's no getting around that. Unless you've got some issue with the kind of pseudo-retro pixel graphics that the game is rocking, I think it's extremely well presented. So, if Gungeon... it's a lot like Isaac, really. If Gungeon is something that's outside of your wheelhouse, if it's just something that, like, the style of game doesn't work for you, or the presentation on some level is just not doing it for you, there's probably not going to be a lot in Gungeon to keep you interested. But if those things aren't issues, then I think that the Gungeon is like a really, really well done game. Fun fact, Gungeon's actually in 3D. The assets and camera make it look 2D. That's really interesting, Kronos. I had no idea about that. And welcome back, Claire. I hope that the food is filled with deliciosity. The game is absurd, as always. You missed a terrible run. Like a painfully terrible run. But it's still Gungeon. And we do have our fun with it. This is why the orange one dropped is a fully rendered 3D asset. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Kronos, that makes total sense. I'd say my understanding of the meta is what made me give up, because I hope to just brute force my way through with pattern recognition and twitch reflexes like I do with every action game. I mean, I'm right there with you, Ludo. Except less on the pattern recognition and more on just the brute force, because that's basically how I play every game. Oh fuck. Like, it doesn't really work out well, ultimately. Ah, fudge! Fudge, fudge, fudge. Ah! This evil bird! This evil fucking bird! I swear. If you could just give me the fish gun, I'd be so pleased. Give me the fish gun, you cowards. You absolute cowards. Now it's gonna be a fucking hilarious hoot if this turns out to be the best run of the night. I could totally see that happening. Wait, what the fuck? I got a trophy. I got a trophy for jammed. Oh shit! Fucking, it's the devil. I don't know why I got a trophy. Overkill, did you read my pun earlier? Kind of zoned out for a moment. Let me check. I might have done, but I forgot. When will a game do unlocks where the screen that shows you your unlocks is a picture of your aunt? Oh my god. Oh my god! Rabbits! Yes! Yes! I just read the pun now. I missed it when it came up, and I love it. I'm very much a fan. Panda says I played many hours, never got there. I got. Chotomate. What did I miss? I can get pretty good at Isaac, but not Gungeon. Gungeon definitely has a very different Gungeon has definitely got a very different difficulty curve than Isaac does. Like Isaac, I feel like Isaac, it is much easier to get overpowered, and because you're never juggling, like, okay, here's this gun. This gun has X bullets. It's really powerful, but I need to be careful with it because, like, I might need it against a boss, or I might need it against a room, and so it's really easy to, for me at least, to underutilize the assets that I have in Gungeon, and combining that with definitely needing to be better at, like, dealing with bullet patterns, remembering rooms and what enemies spawn in those rooms. Because Isaac, if you get a halfway decent run and you don't make bad decisions, you probably can steamroll the run by the third or fourth floor. Like, especially with Devil Deal items. Like, there are a lot of Devil Deal items that'll just basically bust open the game for you. They won't necessarily help you clear the mega bosses. They don't always help against Hush. They don't always help against Deli-chan. But for, like, your base light path or dark path, you've probably got a really good idea of where the run is heading by about the fourth floor. Sometimes you slog, and then it's like later in the game you get that one item that busts everything wide open for you. But yeah, like it feels like, as much as I love Isaac, and I don't mean to kind of toot my horn here, but it feels like there's a lower skill level necessary in Isaac because you're juggling a lot less. Chronos says, I'm not sure where I learned how to play games like this. I simply did. I mean, that's fair, Chronos. That's 100% fair. I don't know where I learned hardly anything. Really. And I say that with 0% exaggeration. Ludus is very bad at memorizing weapon stats and synergies, so I always hit a wall in the endgame of most action roguelikes. Ooh, that was a pretty good jump. Oh, I saw you back there, motherfucker. That guy was trying to be sneaky. We don't appreciate sneakiness in our enemies. Thank you for the ammo. I should have taken the ammo for the post box. That was probably a mistake. Post box was actually doing pretty good. Oh shit. Okay. Death is your gift, but also death is chasing us, and I don't know what to do about that. I don't think we can do anything about that. I think, like, evil death just chases us forever, like a jerk. Oh, am I, like, super cursed now? Have I got, like, 12 billion bits of curse? Please, you all have to die. You all have to stop doing the thing that you're doing, and just stop. Look, Death, I fucking need... I need the red ammo. Okay? Buddy? Buddy? Could we not, though? Shit. Oh, bugger. Door's on the other side of the room. Something's at the door. Something's at the door. Something's at the door. Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh, please. Please, Jesus, please us. Ah! Ah! Fuck! It's Chronos! This was not... I mean, this was a perfect idea because I didn't want a long run, but this is a lot. I feel very much like this is a lot. Shit. Jesus please us pudding and pie, fuck the bishops and make them cry. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh, you can go away. Go, no, shit, where am I? Ah, I can't see. Oh. Ah. It's a cursed run. Kronos, you can't poodle me on a cursed run. I barely have the ability to actually do a normal run. We did get a trophy, so there's that. Like, we got the trophy. Hive, actually, like, perfect timing, because I'm going to be wrapping stuff up. But thank you so much for dropping by tonight, Hive. Please sleep well. Please have pleasant dreams. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I want to say. Hi, Brain Meats. Hello. What do we got? What's the wrap up? Do I want to do a stream tomorrow? Like, there's a part of me that says yes, and there's a part of me that says, like, girl, you're coughing a lot. Give your throat meats a rest. Yeah, okay, I think that decides it. Oh, Panda, sleep well, and give our love to your girl. Or at least say hello to your girl for me. I mean, depending on how folks feel about love. As far as schedules, it's a big maybe, Claire, but I think probably my girlfriend using is Shrini as her online handle, so I'll be using that to refer to her from now on. I might ask you in a DM just to get the proper pronunciation of that, but I will write that down because, I mean, I'll forget. What? Oh, God. Nisco, please, could you learn to spell? 1R-double-N. I think what we're probably going to do is not have the stream tomorrow to give my throat meats a little bit of time to recuperate. And the Thursday stream will be a dreams stream. And at least until... What's the calendar look like? I gotta check this because Thursday's gonna be a dreams. Monday and Tuesday are gonna be March. Fudge. I'm gonna have to figure out what we're doing for March. I really want to play like Slime Rancher, but I don't know if I have the money to pick up a $50 PSN US card. So, and that's not a request. That's not the meaning of that, but I don't know if I want to jump directly into The Evil Within. So I'm going to have a pretty solid think about when we're starting the next series and what that next series is going to be. As Chrono says, do not forget to hydrate regularly. Yes. And that's not a joke. That's a serious thing. Please do be drinking your water. I know that Auntie put up something, and this is not a criticism. This is just I know Auntie put up something in the Discord about how much water that you need. But basically, if you're feeling thirsty, please be drinking your water. Take the medications if you've got them. Do your stretches. Reach out to folks that you love and that love you. And basically, take care of yourselves. Be safe. But that pretty much does it for us here this go about. So from me, Disco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.